no, 9C1 even, not 8, and that was like 2 weeks ago. Bleh.
We're fine.
Yep, we're going backwards. Yeah, so hey everyone, welcome back to the AstoundCast, episode 91. How has your week been?
Pretty fun, simply because I've been packing for home, and now, as you can see, I've got a slightly different layout, and that's because I have travelled 5 hours to get back to Wrexham, so I'm here.
Woof. Hell of a trip.
Yeah, I was up for like 20.
I am not surprised. Oh, wait, how long?
I was at least up for 28 hours, 24 hours in a row.
Oh my god.
Fine, I got sleep eventually.
If you have slept, that's something.
I'll sleep some more, and everything will be okay. It will all even out in the end. Also, if the
True.
lighting stuff isn't too good, I need to figure that out eventually, because again, the desk that I've got has a slightly darker area, so you'll see some bits I'm doing, but you won't be able to see everything this time. But I can't really sort it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, how's your week been, Cameron?
All over the place.
Oh god.
I've had some good pain days, I've had some admittedly very bad pain days. It's been a very mixed week overall.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Yeah, not been the best, honestly, so here's hoping to a better week next week.
Well, it should start off pretty good, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the week should
Indeed it should, because we're meeting up tomorrow.
Indeed. Haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah, it's been quite a while now.
And screens don't count.
No, they don't. Anyway, should we move on to this week's motorsports section?
Yes, we might as well.
Well, to start off with the big one. And chaos. Pure, unadulterated chaos.
Oh, God. Care to elaborate on how chaotic it
Yeah.
was?
Nine drivers in total got 5-second time penalty, violating track limits at turn 10.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, which is now leading to a lot of drivers begging for turn 10 to be changed, because no one can stay within the track limits. It's virtually impossible.
Oh, dear. That's not good.
Well, it's virtually impossible unless you're trying to go really slowly.
Yeah.
And in an F1 car, that is not what you want to do.
True.
So there's now speculation going around that for next season, turn 10 is going to be altered so the track limits aren't, stupendously easy to violate.
Yeah, that would be something they need to look into.
Yeah, because literally half the grid got a time penalty at the end. By the end of the race, it was ridiculous.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but in the end, Max Verstappen obviously won once again. The Ferraris good this weekend. I can't lie, I was impressed. Mercedes and Aston Martin had a bit of a shocker weekend, really. Wasn't their best, and frankly, the rest of the grid, yeah, they were pretty much acting as normal.
Oh wow.
Yeah, apart from those top 4 teams, the rest of the grid was pretty standard affair, really. Yeah, it was going to see so many track limit penalties. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And currently Aston Martin are protesting the race result. On what grounds, I have absolutely no idea. Is it pertaining to track limits? Potentially, but we have absolutely no clue.
Ooh, if there's more, give us an update when more's shed light on for that, okay?
Yeah, I will do. Unfortunately, though, I can almost promise you it will not happen within this stream.
Ah, well.
Like, this will probably be talked about in my pre-race roundup for Silverstone on Thursday, because I can genuinely more or less promise you that we will not find out the results of that protest before this stream ends.
That's a-okay. If there's anything that does pop up, then you have the platform.
Yeah. I will quickly hop in if there is anything, but it's highly unlikely. These sorts of protests take hours.
Yeah.
Like, I know sometimes they don't get sorted till 1 o'clock the next morning, so
Ah.
yeah, it's gonna take some time. But yeah, that's it for this week's motorsports section, really. I've of course talked about the death of Delano Vance Hoff quite a few times, so I'm probably not going to bring that up again, because I've said what I've needed to say on that in my F1 stream. Yeah, I'm not happy with the circumstances surrounding it, as many people. Yeah, but so basically, that is it for this week's motorsports section, in all honesty, because there's nothing else really. Anyway, shall we move on to this week's entertainment section? To be honest, this stream may not go on as long as they have been the last few weeks.
Alright, okay.
Unless you have stuff to add into it. But in terms of the entertainment section, there's not been too much going on this week, really. I mean, sure, we've had the second episode of Secret Invasion, which was honestly just phenomenal. And of course, the third episode of Strange New Worlds. But there is actually something I want to discuss about the new trailer that was released for the rest of the Strange New World season.
Yeah.
And there was one specific thing that got a lot of fans a little bit worried about a certain character, but also very excited. And that is the fact that at some point during this season, we're going to see Captain Pike promoted to Fleet Captain. Now, obviously, a lot of fans are excited because it is a well-deserved promotion for Captain Pike. However, we do know that Captain Pike receives his, frankly, borderlining on life-ending injury at the rank of Fleet Captain.
Oh.
Yeah, so unfortunately, despite us only being in season 2, Pike's time is already running short.
Oh. Okay, that's kind of sad, to be honest.
Yeah, but again, by my calculations, Strange New Worlds should run for 6 seasons, which would put us to 2264, just before the original series starts in 2265. And of course, I think at the end of it, they're probably gonna, because I think what they're gonna do at the end of Strange New Worlds is 2029 announce something that should be announced about 60 years ago. Original series season 4.
Yeah.
Because as we know, back in the day, original series got quite brutally cancelled at season 3, only 2 seasons short of what would have been the full show. But in 1969 would have been season 4, but of course 2029 will be the 60th anniversary when that would have happened. So I think they are probably going to revive the original series and finish it off in 2029 and 2030. That's just my prediction for that. But yeah. So they are promoting Pike to Fleet Captain very early on, which is quite interesting. Because we know Strange New Worlds is doing phenomenally in the ratings, so unlike Prodigy, almost definitely won't get cancelled. Still don't know why Prodigy was cancelled, to be honest, but hey ho, here we go. Yeah, still don't know why that happened. But yeah, I doubt Strange New Worlds is on the verge of cancellation. In fact, I find it almost impossible that that's the case. So maybe they're just giving us a lot of time with Pike as a fleet captain rather than just the captain of the Enterprise, because he will still be in command of the Enterprise as a fleet captain, but the command of the Enterprise and Captain Pike.
Right.
So yeah, I'm curious to see how soon that's going to happen as well, because we didn't get an episode announcement for that. We don't know when he'll get that promotion, but we can assume it'll be before the end of season 2. Unless they've accidentally put in a scene from season 3, which I believe is partway through filming,
Oh, okay.
but could potentially be delayed because of the Writers Guild of America strikes.
There's always going to be strikes on something that people want.
True. But yeah, I don't know if season 3 has been finished, so I'm assuming that scene of Captain Pike with the fleet captain's insignia is from season 2, or they have accidentally put in a scene from season 3. But what I want to know now is, who is going to be the next original series crew member added to the Strange New Worlds crew?
That is a very good question.
Like, we've got 3 left, because Chekhov wouldn't be added because he didn't join the original series until season 2 of that, so Chekhov is probably out of the question. Unless they throw him in as a cameo as a cadet.
Ooh.
That's possible. But I think, I can't lie, when Hannah died in season 1, I was leaning towards Scotty. But of course, he was, well, proven wrong with Commander Pelia, who frankly, I'm not mad about. She is incredibly funny. So I'm gonna say the next original series cast member now is probably gonna be Bones.
Right.
I don't know why, but I think it'll be Bones next. I think, well, we know Dr. Mbenga will still be on the Enterprise, because he did show up a couple of times in the original series, but I think at some point, maybe next season, he may take a bit of a back seat and hand the Chief Medical Officer role to Dr. McCoy. And then I think maybe in season 4, we'll get, we may get Scotty then. Season 5, I think we'll then get Sulu, and then season 6, I think, will be the original series cast kind of gelling together, ready for Captain Kirk.
Oh, that's an interesting sort of like timeline you've given.
Yeah, so I think season 6, no matter who gets added in which order, will be Sulu, Scotty, Bones, Uhura, and Spock sort of gelling together, ready for Captain Kirk's arrival.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's going to happen no matter what, because they haven't got enough crew members to add one per season every season. If you get what I mean.
Unless they made more, but I don't think they can.
I think that would be sacrilege. Imagine throwing somebody into the original series cast.
Oh, that would be a war online.
Yeah, yes, that would. But yeah, I think what they'll do is, no matter which order
Yep.
actually, in the latest episode of Strange New Worlds, we did see Kirk quite heavily.
All right.
Granted, it was an alternate timeline,
But we'll take it.
but he was there. But at the end of the episode, we did, for the first time in the show, meet Prime Timeline Lieutenant James Kirk.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that would mean he's got 4 more promotions to go through before he gets to the Enterprise. No, 3 more promotions. and I think that might happen quite quickly. He may spend the next, so season 3, he may still be a lieutenant, but then I think in season 4 he'll get bumped up to lieutenant commander. Season 5 probably commander, and then he'll probably be commander until the end of Strange New Worlds. At which point he'll be promoted to captain, ready for the Enterprise. Like, I've got this all figured out in my head.
Hey, let's see if Psychic Cameron is right, though.
Granted, these predictions are obviously a few years in advance, so if I've got these right, god damn, I'm going to be impressed.
We're going to have to keep them, like with all your other predictions, we're going to have to keep track of this one, but I can't actually put a date on it this time.
Well, actually, you can. Granted, it's a very far long date, and I don't have an exact date, but if all goes to plan, Strange New Worlds should end in 2028.
Okay.
Yeah, because season 3 would be next year, 2024. Season 4 would be 2025. Season 5, 2026. Season 6, 2020. Wait, no, I've done this wrong. Give me a second. No, I've done this wrong. Ugh.
So
right, okay, let's... No. Hang on. I hate this. Okay. Season 1 was last year, 2022. Okay. Season 2 is this year, 2023. 3 will be 2024. 4 will be 2025. Oh! Okay. That's interesting. My calculations were off.
Oh.
Strange New Worlds should end in 2027.
1 year earlier than what you first said.
Yeah. And that could give them potentially a full year to film both the original series seasons 4 and 5 back to back.
Ooh, okay.
Because I'm sorry, there's no way they aren't doing that. I refuse. Like, they're literally putting in all the pieces for an original series finishing. Like, they've got Spock, they've got Uhura, they've got Kirk. They're probably going to cast Sulu next season. Same goes for Bones and Scotty. And all they need to do is do Chekhov. But again, I think what they could do with him is have a cameo of Cadet Chekhov.
Yeah.
So then all they've got to do is film both seasons of the original series, final season, in 2027/28. And then, yeah. So we'll find out if I'm right in 2027. God, that seems like an age away.
If we're still doing the channel by then, which I hope we are, then yeah, we'll find out in 2027.
Yeah. And I really think it'd be cool to finish the original series as well, because, as we know, this decade seems to be a bit of the decade of the TV show revival.
Yeah.
Like, shows that never got finished, shows that didn't really end on the best of notes, that ended better. And I mean, what better way to finish that decade than by finishing Star Trek the original series?
Very true.
Like, that would end this decade with an absolute bang.
Or at least a ship.
Oh, yeah. And I have noticed, I did say in my first episode, thoughts on the second season, that there was no changes to the Enterprise.
Yeah.
That was a bit of an oversight on my end, actually. I just didn't know full of structural changes to the Enterprise.
Oh, wow, okay.
For one, the net connecting the star drive section and the saucer section has now been straightened out. So it's just one continuous line, rather than... diagonal now, which is Enterprise starting to come through. And speaking of the star drive section, they have actually elongated it. It's a bit longer now, which again does line up with the original series Enterprise, because it was kind of so that means all they have to do now at some point before the end of the show is change the impulse engines, because right now there's 6, and really there should only be 2, so they need to chop those down quite drastically. And then obviously also the warp nacelle pylons and the warp nacelles themselves.
Oh.
Too much work left to do on the Enterprise. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if that could all be sorted by probably season 5.
Okay, so we have the show ending 2027, but the ship.
In my estimates, the Enterprise should have all of its appropriate structural changes done by 2026.
Gotcha. So they only have a structurally sound ship by the end of.
Well, it's structurally sound. It just doesn't look like the original series Enterprise that it's destined to be. It just looks way different. And of course, now we know, thanks to Picard, the original series-style Constitution class does still exist. It hasn't been overwritten by the Strange New Worlds design. So this Enterprise is going to become the one we knew from the 60s. So they've got a few more changes to do on the ship, but I imagine probably over the remaining seasons they'll have it all sorted.
Yeah.
And coming off of that, oh my god, the original series bridge in modern day is going to look amazing.
Hope so, at least.
Yeah, I mean, that's one set they really can't afford to screw up. And given what they did with the Enterprise D bridge in Picard, I'm very confident that they won't screw it up.
Well, you're gonna have to send me either the episode or the picture of it when you get to see it.
Of the Enterprise D?
Yeah.
Oh, I can send you that, no problem. I'll send it to you after this stream.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, they did that quite well. So I've got hope that when they put this Enterprise into the original series Enterprise, it will look as if it's straight from the 1960s.
Well, that's all well and good.
Yeah. But I'm just wondering who they could cast as the remaining characters of the original series, because I really don't know. I've not even got any guesses. Well, no. Okay. No, there is one I would like to see. It's unlikely, but I would like to see it. Well, there was a web series released a couple of years ago. Fan series that the job was to finish the original series. And in the role of Scotty, they cast the son of the original actor who played Scotty in the 60s, Chris Doohan.
Aww.
If they did that in actual Star Trek, I think I would cry.
Well, at least I know to get tissues on auto-buy ready for if that happens.
Yeah. So the only one that I think would work and that I would love to see is Chris Doohan as Scotty, reprising his dad's role.
Aww.
Have a cat in Star.
Right.
Yeah, it was actually the scene when Sulu and Kirk are being hastily beamed. No, it's not when they're being beamed back from Vulcan. No, it's when they're being beamed back from the Romulan ship. He's actually sitting next to Scotty.
Aww.
in the transporter.
That's actually really.
So yeah, that's one casting I would want to see for Scotty. Like I would fully approve of that if they did that. As for Sulu, Bones, and Chekhov, I've got absolutely no idea. Like, although I've got in their very capable hands because so far they've done good. Like Paul Wesley absolutely nails Kirk. Ethan Peck, Celia Rose doing a so yeah, to be honest, I'm very much willing to leave the casting in their hands because they seem to know what they're doing.
Should hope so, at least.
Although I've got to be honest, I don't envy these actors at all.
You don't?
Like, imagine being Paul Wesley. He's probably thinking, I'm playing the Captain Kirk.
Quite a bit of pressure, yeah.
Exactly. They're all probably scared to death. Again, I would say none more so than Paul Wesley as Kirk and Ethan Peck as Spock. Like, those two are probably petrified.
Probably, because they are very important characters. Very big.
Like, if you say Star Trek character to somebody, they're probably going straight away.
Yeah.
Terrified, fair in their position. But yeah, Strange New Worlds, it's still going very strong. Frankly, the only complaints I have about the season so far is we haven't seen much of Captain Pike.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only downside. Like episode 1, he was missing completely. He was there for like the first 2 minutes because, well, part of episode 2 took place in it coincided with episode 1. Part of episode Spock was rescuing Laan from the Klingons. Pike was on, I can't remember what planet, but he was trying to get a lawyer ready to help defend Commander Riley in her court case with Starfleet. Those were taken part together. Then, of course, episode 2, Pike was in it quite heavily. And then episode 3 took place in an alternate timeline where Pike wasn't in command of the Enterprise, so he wasn't there till the last 2 minutes. So yeah, so far we haven't seen much of Pike,
Oh,
which is a bit disappointing because, frankly, the whole reason Strange New Worlds happened was because of Anson Mount's portrayal of Captain Pike in Star Trek Discovery. Like, fans were literally calling it, "Give us Star Trek Pike."
ah.
Then, of course, they revealed the official name, and fans were like, "Oh my god, let's go." But yeah, so I'm a bit disappointed to not see much of Pike yet. Hopefully that changes in the last 7 episodes. I'm really hoping the levels of Pike increase significantly.
The levels of Pike. That's actually kind of a funny scale to give.
Yeah, because right now we're at a solid 1 on the Pike scale. We have not seen much.
Give more Pike. Come on, the Pike scale needs to go up to at least 2 Pikes.
Like in season 1, you know what? Yeah, now you can see how much of a drastic change it is.
Oh yeah, definitely. Jeez.
Like, the only episode he's really been in is episode 2. Episode 1 and 3 were like cameo roles.
Yeah.
Like, episode 2, he was there for the full thing. Episodes 1 and 3 were a bit of a, hi, I'm here, bye.
It's like, hey, I still exist, but not yet.
Yeah, I still exist, but peace. Yeah, so I'm hoping to see a bit more of Pike soon because, frankly, yeah, I can see why he's the whole reason the show exists because, damn it, he was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't know. And I'm also still really looking forward to the. Oh, hello, good to see you again. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Lower Decks crossover in episode 7.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be so weird.
Well, it'll
And I'm very
happen.
curious to see how the tones go, crossover as well, because obviously Strange New Worlds is a very taking itself serious Star Trek show, whereas Lower Decks is literally written by the same people as Rick and Morty.
Oh my, that's definitely going to be like a contrast.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how Mariner and Boimler get on the Enterprise because yeah, those are two very very different tones of show. But we still don't know how they get to the 23rd century.
That's why you got to keep watching just to find out.
Yeah, although considering that Strange New Worlds is very episodic, we'll probably just find out in episode 7, and frankly, I'm okay with that. Like, what Star Trek's doing right now is proving that they can do both serialized story arcs and episodic, like Trek of old.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, sure, in the past, Star Trek has done series long stories, like the Dominion one, Deep Space Nine, or Season 3 of Enterprise, and they did them incredible. So Star Trek's proving that, yeah, we can still do both of those things.
Hmm.
But, yeah, right. And yes, Max Verstappen did win the Grand Prix. Frankly, I was not shocked. But yeah,
Yeah.
Strange New Worlds, I am looking forward to episode 4 of this. I I genuinely don't think there's a single Strange New Worlds episode I haven't liked so far.
Not that you've ended up telling me either during these streams or in DMs either, because you end up talking about the episodes either way, which I really like.
Oh, and I've just remembered something.
Yep.
They could be doing something very bold in episode 9.
Oh right, how bold we're talking.
I can't remember the episode title, but the episode title has lent itself to the speculation of it could be a musical episode.
What?
Yeah, we could literally Star Trek musical.
What do you mean music
I wish this was a joke. I I really wish this was a joke, but it isn't.
Oh my gosh, are you? I
No,
have no words. I
I
really.
remember the episode name. It's Subspace Rhapsody,
Subspace Rhapsody. Oh my goodness.
which is which is leading which is leading a lot of people to believe that this could be Star Trek's first musical episode. And frankly, if that is the case, I am here for it.
Oh my goodness. How would they make a musical episode out of it? No, give me the logic of how they could make it into a music episode. Come on.
You see, I have absolutely no idea. I just don't know. I wish I could explain it, but I.
You don't even have a clue if they can make it into a musical.
Oh, they probably can. I just don't know how. Like, let's be real. This is something the original series would have done.
Yes, but you know I'm now going to be disappointed when you give me your overview during that episode and there is no music involved.
I'm going to be fuming if that's the case, but even Rebecca Romaine, who plays Commander Riley, has said that this is going to be something that Star Trek has never done before, which is also lending credence to the whole musical theory.
I swear, you're right.
I swear, if I'm right, I'm going to be the happiest man alive because, sweet Jesus, that's going to be hilarious.
Well, I'm not making a bet with you just in case, otherwise I would be.
Nah.
Yeah.
Good plan, but nah, it's going to be damn funny.
It will be.
But yeah, that's in episode 9, so we've still got quite a way to go until we get there.
Well, let's see what happens for the other episodes, because it might be an early musical episode before then.
Yeah, although none of the other titles are leaning towards that at all. It's literally just that big, humongous red flag of, yeah, this is totally a musical.
But they have to do Queen then if
Yeah, the only other thing
doing that.
they better throw in Bohemian Rhapsody. Like, I'm wondering if they're going to use like what they would call classical music.
Ooh.
Because think about it, 23rd century. From their perspective, Bohemian Rhapsody was almost 400 years ago.
Oh god. Even in those terms, that makes me feel old.
No, yeah, like I remember in Star Trek Beyond, they started playing Beastie Boys, and Bones literally said, "Is that classical music?" I nearly died.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, "Bones, I'm sorry. What did you say?"
Classical. You heard him the first
But then I
time.
started thinking about it, and I thought, "Wait a minute. Oh my god, this song would be nearly 300 years old." So yeah, I am wondering if they would play what they'd be calling classical music.
The answer is probably yes, and that makes me feel. It's very weird because it ends up making me feel like all these rappers and other artists with weird names, like Limp Bizkit, for example, those would be classical.
Yeah, although there was one that I found recently that really made me feel weird. Like, it was the second episode of the Doctor Who revival back in 2005 with Christopher Eccleston,
Yeah.
and it was the day the Earth ended.
Oh.
And the Doctor flat out said, "And this is the day the Earth ends. I can't fix this one."
Oh.
And at some point, they pay respects to the planet by playing a traditional ballad. Now, bear in mind, this is the year 5 billion.
Traditional ballad. Huh.
You're gonna love this one.
Oh god.
It was Toxic by Britney Spears. Yep. Yeah.
It's better than Rickrolling us at the end of the world.
Yeah, but let's face it, it was the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, wait a second. That's toxic. Oh my god. Ugh!
Ah, yes. Classical ballad. 10 out of 10. would play at the end of the world.
And they literally did.
Exactly. See?
Like, in the Like, literally, canonically, in the Doctor Who universe, the one song played at the end of the planet Earth was Toxic by Britney Spears.
Sums up the world quite nicely.
I've got songs they could throw into this Star Trek musical episode. Okay, I'm sorry. Even saying it sounds wrong.
Yep.
It just doesn't sound right. Like, Star Trek musical. Nope. Nope.
Star Trek the musical.
Don't get me wrong. I'm curious. I am damn curious, but who thought of this?
The writers, clearly. Whatever they're on, we need it.
I mean, I was gonna say yeah, but how?
Yeah, whatever they're on, we need it.
I could not agree more.
Oh,
Yeah, I really want to get to this episode now. I can't lie.
You can't just skip time and space just to episode 9 just to find out it's not a musical episode.
Although, unless they do what they did last year by accident, because the UK was quite far behind Strange New Worlds when it started. Like when the US was on episode 8, we were on episode 3. They accidentally released episode 8 over here.
Oh, yeah. See if they make that mistake again.
However, that won't happen this time because we're actually even.
Gotcha.
And they've even removed the day lag that we had with Picard. Like, the episodes of Picard were coming out on Thursday in the US, which was leading to spoiler after spoiler after spoiler for me. They have no, yeah, but in the UK it was coming out on Friday, but now everywhere they're all coming out on Thursday.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's a lot better.
Yeah, because I had Tuvok spoiled for me by Paramount Plus themselves.
Oh, right.
Furious about that.
Yeah.
Because they had, well, they still have this after episode show on YouTube called The Ready Room with Will Wheaton, and Tim Russ was front and center in the thumbnail.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
I remember you fuming at that.
I was furious. Because then the entirety of the internet said, Paramount, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, I'm sorry, oh my god, chill.
Well, chill if you actually get your streaming schedules right. Did they ever
And then,
release-
do you know what they did after that? Do you know what they did for the rest of Picard after that with the Ready Room?
What?
They moved the whole schedule to Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah, but now they've moved it back to Thursday because Star Trek's now coming out on Paramount Plus worldwide the same day.
Which is good.
Absolutely.
By the way.
Hmm? What was that, sorry?
Did they ever release that missing soundtrack, by the way?
Yeah, it has been released now. The Strange New World soundtrack has come out. Unfortunately, though, the one soundtrack I was hoping to hear isn't on there.
Oh, no.
Yep, not even kidding.
All the things.
Because at the end of episode 5, in episode 5 of season 1, there was a species that the Federation was trying to become allies with, and they were really damn awkward to negotiate with.
Yeah.
But then Pike figured out how to negotiate with them. And it turns out the tactic was be completely blunt about what the Federation actually wanted from their allyship.
You know, honesty.
Like, be completely blunt about it. Like, no sugarcoating at all. At which point, Admiral April was like, Chris, what the hell did you just do? And then Pike probably came out with the most, frankly, his most Kirk line ever.
Yep.
Hunch. And then April said, you're seriously working on a hunch in a negotiation? And thankfully, he was right. And then when the species that they were negotiating with, well, what they do at the end of every negotiation that's successful, they fly the flag of the people they just allied themselves with. So when they flew the Federation flag, the original series theme played. And let me tell you, I nearly cried like a baby.
Oh, damn.
Like, it was amazing. In fact, I'll probably send you that scene later on because it was that good.
Please do.
Oh yeah, it was just, honestly, I genuinely nearly cried. Because the Strange New Worlds theme sounds very similar to the original series. So at first I thought, oh, it's just a orchestral version of the Strange New Worlds theme. Then I thought, oh no, it isn't. Oh god.
Damn.
And then the crying almost began.
How many times are we gonna have to find you like personalized tissues or something? I will find like a personalized tissue box for you.
Yeah, probably a good idea because Star Trek right now, they're pulling on the heartstrings.
Aw.
Like, again, I think the best one they did was bringing back the Enterprise D and Picard. I I had a suspicion it was coming back at some point.
Yeah.
So I remember Geordi was running the Starfleet Museum, and Picard said we need another ship, one that can't be detected by Starfleet. And Geordi's daughter said, "What about the ship in Hangar 12?" And he was like, "Elandra, no!" And I was like, "Geordi, what the hell is in Hangar 12? What have you done?" And then I thought, there's no way he could have done what I think he's done. And then episode 9 rolled around. We saw Hangar 12's doors open, and lo and behold, it was that Galaxy class starship, the Enterprise D.
Nice.
At that point, I fully cried.
Aw.
I am not even ashamed to admit that. I fully wept.
No, which is fair. It's really sweet.
Honestly, it was so good to see it. Yeah, yeah, I'm just kind of gutted they didn't put that particular track on the Strange New World Season 1 soundtrack. Hoping for a Volume 2, potentially, maybe, possibly.
Look, it took a long time to get the first one out. You think they're gonna release another one?
Yeah, that's very true. Although saying that, the Star Trek Picard Season 3 soundtrack was released the same day as the final episode.
Okay.
How?
Take it up with them, not me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see when they release the Season 2 Strange New World soundtrack. I'm gonna see what the lag is like there.
Yeah.
But something else I've noticed, um, they haven't released the Halo Series 1 soundtrack yet either.
They haven't.
Nope. And that's been about a year as well.
They are really slow with their soundtracks.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what they're gonna do with the Season 2 Strange New World soundtrack. I'm really not sure.
Um,
Anything else you want to talk about today?
to be fair, you've actually taken it to like 10 minutes before we usually end, which I find hilarious. But
Yeah, I just noticed that as well. I'm thinking, how did I do that?
because I like listening to you. That's why, dude.
Oh, and Star Trek.
Yeah, that too. Like I said, I like listening to you.
That'll do it. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
there were like one or two bits. For anyone interested in getting games at the moment for Steam, you're in luck because the summer sales have officially began, and there are
Oh,
a lot of sales.
okay.
And quite a lot of them are really good. So there's some that are going to have like 20% off, like 30%. But there are some that have like 70, 80, 90% off. So it's knowing where to look.
Okay.
Like quite a few of my games that I've got on my wish list at the moment. I got Terraria for like £3, which was pretty good. Like I've got
Jesus.
yeah. Like for example, Getting Over It, 75% off. Planet Coaster, 75% off. Hello Neighbor from all those years ago, 75% off. I'm just looking through like my stuff. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the Ace Attorney trilogy for Phoenix Wright, that's 67% off. 66 for Totally Accurate Microtime Simulator. Like a lot of them stuck at like a 60% mark and then go down. But they're all really good sales, and you can get almost any game you can think of that exists will probably have a sale at the moment.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, I'm just looking through like
Now,
how low it can get because I've got too many games on my Steam list. Like for example, the last time I checked, it was 400.
ooh,
The lowest that it has been is 10% off.
jeez, okay. Now, have you actually bought Getting Over It?
I have not yet. It's in my wish list.
Have fun when you do.
Oh god.
Yeah, from what I've heard, there's a very good chance you might throw your computer out of the window.
Throw this one out because this one is this is the good computer, and I can't throw my laptop out because then you're out of an editor.
Damn it, yeah, that's a good point. In that case, don't rage quit.
Thing is, it's not me you have to worry about rage quitting. Let me just scroll through.
It isn't?
No, I don't really, unless I'm not, unless it's like a competitive game, I tend to not rage quit. So
Oh, good.
haven't done I haven't done competitive stuff in a while, and I know people could see like the edge of my screen just scrolling up for stuff, but quite a few things on here, quite a few bits. Like there are some things that are just DLC that are on sale too, like VTube Studio. If you need to like remove watermarks and stuff, that's on sale for like 50% off. So if anyone's got
Okay.
one I need to tweak and such, like for some reason I have after a series of events, but yeah, with that, you can just pick them up and bada bing, bada boom, you're able to stream without watermarks on there.
Oh, hell yeah.
If I manage to like get my model set up for this camera instead, I'll just do that instead of like doing arts and crafts on camera.
Okay.
Steam sales, a lot of them.
Right. Is there anything else you want to talk about tonight?
No, my brain is still frazzled from like staying up over 24 hours in a row.
Yeah, that's phenomenally fair. Right, do you want...
Yeah, might as well with a nice bow.
Sounds good to me. Rightio then. Thank you all for joining me and Roxanne today on this week's AstoundCast. And if you joined me earlier on my F1 stream, thank you for joining me on that as well. If you've liked this stream, please give it a like and subscribe to mine and Roxanne's channels. Roxanne's website. And comment as well, because why not? And let me know if there's anything we've missed this week. Hopefully there isn't, but you never know. And I think that's going to do it for this stream, unless we have a fun fact.
I have a very weird fact. I'm going to have to word it very weirdly, because I've just remembered it off the top of my head.
Okay, let's go.
So you know Kellogg's and just normal cornflakes, right?
Yeah.
The reason that cornflakes exist is to do with getting over a certain addiction.
Okay. And I remember, yes, I remember this one.
Yep.
Yep. If you're curious, give it a Google, because there is no way we're saying it on here.
It is hilarious to remember. But yeah, they were invented to stop a certain addiction. And then
again, if you're curious, give it a Google, because no way are we saying what it is on here. No chance.
There's no way I can word it any better.
We will be demonetized. Oh, so quickly, and I'm not even monetized yet.
Just demonetized as soon as you are monetized? I do apologize.
Like, the second I apply for monetization, this one just gets... Nope.
I'm so sorry.
That's fine. We didn't actually say it, so we're good.
I didn't say the word, I just remembered the fact.
Yeah, again, if you're curious as to what the addiction is, Google it, because no.
Don't worry, there's more to it than meets the eye. Just enjoy.
Of course there is. Yeah. And on that, frankly, hilarious fact, guys, I'll see you all tomorrow with another YouTube video, which I will be recording in the next 20-ish minutes. And next weekend with another 2 streams. Bye, everyone.